belly. I like my big belly. Big belly. Yeah, big belly. I like my big belly. I like my big belly. Yeah, belly. Oh.
Hello. We're in Los Angeles, California. We are at this lovely coffee shop on the Hollywood Hills. Oh man, it is so sunny outside. Birds are chirping. I'm smiling. People around me are smiling. It's not even noon yet, and it's up and happening. I have my nice coffee, and you know what? I haven't been drinking coffee for the past few months, so I drink tea. But when it's a day out and about, I treat myself. So it's my first coffee, I think, in a while. Delicious. Yum, yum, yum. So you know what? As a little kid, I always had a belly. Always. And my parents, my family, they would say, oh, she's so cute, little tummy sticking out. And as I grew older, no matter what I ate, no matter what I did, there was always a little beautiful bulge sticking out. And when I was growing up, I came to know that I have scoliosis and kyphosis, which is like the spine is in an angle, in an S or something like that. And I had to get a back brace. And if I didn't get that back brace, then I would be more hunched forward completely. So I think I kind of figured out that my belly sticking out is because my spine is kind of pushing, my abdomen forward. So that's my natural posture. So no matter if I lost a lot of weight, no matter what I did, there would always be a belly. And I'm like, all right, God, you did this for a reason. So I'm like, I feel like it's time for me to address something that I have and that I want to wear it beautifully. I want to wear my belly beautifully. I don't want to wait for the perfect time to wear a bikini or to wear a belly top or to be ashamed or to put it away. I know a lot of people who are very insecure about their abs, nothing, big belly. Some people are pregnant and there's loose skin, whatever it may be, or they have to do a video shoot or something, and if they eat too much the night before or too much carbohydrates, they start panicking that, oh my God, my belly's too big, what am I going to do? And I just feel like it's unrealistic and unhealthy to the body, to the mind, to the soul, that we have this feature for a reason. And it's a message that you can be so healthy, you can be so happy, and you can still have a belly. And I love sending a positive message along with humor and fun. And it makes the listener think that, okay, I like my big belly, I love my big belly. I mean, I'm taking those words literally, but there's so much meaning to it. The meaning to me is freedom. I love myself. I love my merch. I love my funny faces. I love anything. And then it's so funny that some people online will say that, oh my God, you're so narcissistic, and they'll be like, you love yourself too much. Or it's a gimmick, or she's doing it for attention and she's moved to Los Angeles, so she's kind of gone woohoo, things like that, or she's on drugs or whatever, whatever conclusions people have come up with. But I have been really finding my voice and expressing myself more freely. As a born musician, I would showcase strictly my art, as in my performing. Are my rudiments good? Can I play this fill? How solid is my groove? And for me, that purpose was to get hired in situations, to get gigs. And being in Canada and being forced to do post-secondary education and stuff, I'm like, how can I get out there so that when I'm done university, I'll have opportunities at my fingertips outside of Canada? So social media was my way out. It was kind of like a portfolio of my auditions that I put up. And I feel like I've lived two lives. I feel like up until, age 18, before school, I was free posting covers online with hand percussion, drum kit, not thinking about anything, being crazy. I grew up really weird as a kid. I grew up having spiky hair. I had hair flat but then spikes on the side. I would wear like ear cuffs like in grade 4. I remember in like grade 6 I was valedictorian and I wore like a mini skirt with like an Indian top and full spiky hair. Like, you know, like the weirdest things. And then I'd wear like bandanas to cultural events, and my mom would tell my friends, "Can you tell her to like look more decent?" And everyone would be wearing like proper like clothes, and I'd be here wearing a Cookie Monster shirt, roaming around like freely, you know, like it's really funny. And I would wear like spikes on my ears, spikes around my neck. My mom would buy me tattoo sleeves, and I was like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then I went into my jersey phase. I love LeBron James jerseys and all these like cool jerseys, baggy clothes. And then university hit, and then I really kind of got a slap in my face because like every school that I applied for said no. Like whether it was Berkeley, Manhattan School of Music, University of Toronto, every school except for one school, which was York University. They gave me the Oscar Peterson Scholarship, which was like a very good amount of money that covered everything, and they saw truth in me. And what I did at that point is that I went underground. I stopped caring about everything. I didn't care about what I wanted to wear, what I wanted to look like. I gained a lot of weight. I would wear sweats everywhere, but in a very like, I need to reborn and get reborn again. So I went underground for 4 years and studied every book that I could, or even if it was one book to the end of the book, syncopation, sight reading, to get all my like loose ends together since I was self-taught as a kid. And for me, my motto was always feel comes first. To me, feel is something that takes time, whereas technique takes time, but for me, technique is easy. Whereas feel is something that you spend your life like trying to understand and bringing the body, mind, and soul together. So yeah, and then I started getting into the media more when I was kind of underground, and then started posting online to kind of audition myself and to get followers. And then this transition came of I'm free, like I'm doing well. I feel like I got a lot of check marks in what I wanted to do as a musician, as an artist, as a soloist, whatever it is. And now I'm bringing that kid in me back that loved to explore, that loved to be free, because I feel like it's my time. I feel like I'm born again for the third time. I feel like it's my first life. And then second life of like studying and learning and blah, blah, blah. And now my third life is that everything is coming together now. So that's where Big Belly comes from. Big Belly comes from learning the rules and breaking them, because that's what I believe. I believe not having a blind eye in anything. Like I've studied piano for many years, understanding harmony, understanding theory, understanding rhythm, understanding like anything and everything. Then it's like, all right, let me break the system and let me like challenge everything and give the most simple, quirky, funny lyrics that make everybody question. But then have these drums at the back that are like, whoa, yo, that's hard to do, or that sounds really good. Yeah, for me, it's freedom of expression. That's what it is. And I love playing with balance. I love if one end of the spectrum is like crazy, quirky, and funny, and then the other balance is, oh crap, yo, she plays really good drums. Like her musicality's on point. And for me, then the not trampoline, what is it? Teeter-totter, then it's in balance. So I love playing with the word balance in my art. Yeah. For me, first of all, I love food. And generally I have a big belly, but also when I'm bloated, the belly gets even bigger, whether I'm drinking like a lot of water or whatever it is. Now, if I'm wearing a belly top and I have a tendency to look a bit more bloated, it's like the lyric was like, oh man, I'm bloated, oh my god. So that's literally what it meant, that I'm like walking out and about in my belly top and I maybe ate something and I'm like, oh man, I'm bloated. Well, I'm not gonna wear a longer shirt, like no way. So like you go through your teenage years and there's peer pressure, preteen years, and everyone's trying to look a certain way, be a certain way based on whatever's happening in the media. And every body type is so beautiful and so different. And some people are bigger boned, some people have bigger hips, I don't know, whatever it may be. And with me, the belly was always there, but I didn't really care too much about it. But my close friends, people in my family really cared, to the point where they wouldn't eat I knew people who had eating disorders in front of me, like at my school. And I'm like, but you're so pretty. Like, what's the problem? They're like, look at my belly. I'm like, look at what? Like, look at what? I can't believe this. It started taking over the lives of people. It took their happiness away. They became obsessed over it, brought them into depression. And then people would mock them for it. They're fat. They're not disciplined. They don't know how to exercise. They're not eating well. Blah, 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 blah. But it's like, it's much more deeper than that. So I didn't want myself to become a victim of that, and the people who I loved or humans that I love, I'm like, don't become a victim of that. Like, it's okay. Yeah. I found myself to be a very daring person growing up. Very daring in terms of my hairstyles, in terms of my looks, and the things I would wear, the things I would do. And I felt that it felt like a duty for me to really embrace it and liberate myself. And as liberating myself, it would inspire other people to be free as well. Big belly, big belly, big belly. Who am I trying to target for this song? First of all, I was targeting myself. Yeah, I would say I like to write about stuff that's for me, and in that way I can relate to other people. So because I had a big belly, and because that's something as I grew older, I wanted to wear like a bikini, but then I would be like, oh, it looks like that on people, so I'm not ready for it. And I'd be like, what do you mean I'm not ready? It was this internal dialogue that I dealt with by myself. So I'm like, all right, like if I'm feeling this way, imagine how other people are feeling. So it was targeted for me, and to make it a lighthearted thing, and then for the world, for everybody, for every man, every woman, every boy, every girl, teen, older person, everybody who is insecure about something that they have, whether it's a mole, whether it's like some white hairs. I haven't dyed my hair. Like, I have some white strands. It's okay. Like, we're made this way. We're born this way. Just really love it, embrace it, and be the best who you want to be, who you can be. It's so funny, you know, like I didn't even realize that I was talking about my body until someone said, you talk a lot about, like, you rap about your body, or your funny raps or songs are about your body. I'm like, oh, cool, really? I didn't even think about that. I just do, and then it's easy to label, I think, or people label, and then I'm like, oh, I guess that is. Like, I wrote about my eyebrows, and it was during COVID, and all the salons were closed. And I'm like, I don't know how to shape my eyebrows. And then I love, like, a beat in 7, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm like, so I'm just like doing the dishes at home during COVID. I'm like, I need to get my eyebrows done. But I really don't want a unibrow. I'm like, ding, and I ran in the basement, turned on the camera, and recorded that thing. So the inspiration for all these body parts is just me, like what I'm feeling, you know. And then I have 2 other songs that I wrote that were really out of my comfort zone, like Friday Night with the Blues, that I haven't really promoted, but it's out there. Abstract Art, that I haven't also really promoted, but it's out there on like streaming platforms and everything. That Friday Night with the Blues, on a Friday night, sometimes it gets lonely, you don't know what to do, where to go. Sometimes you feel helpless, that nobody can help you with where you want to go. And I feel like that was a moment in time in Los Angeles where I felt like there are things I want to do and places that I want to go to, and I don't know how to get there. And I feel like I've used up all my resources, and I only have God to look up to now at this point. So that's the song that I wrote that evening. Putting it out in the world is definitely a feeling of freedom, bringing light to everything, because life is so light. Life is so short. Life is fun. If you take it too seriously, then it's like, for me, I'm just messing up my mental health at that point, you know? Putting it out there and it to really go viral, which it did multiple times, it was great to see people connect with it. But on the other side, it got like, what is she doing? I like the old version of her. She's lost herself. She's making mockery a gimmick. She's unhealthy. like, and then when I would read these comments, I would like, it would shake me up. I'd be like, wait, do I? Am I? What? Like, what's going on? And then whenever I would post something like that or something that's really like outside of the norm, which I don't like to label, but outside of the norm, my follower count would decrease substantially, like thousands, negative comments, some fan mail, or like that would be a little like, and then it makes you think. So then I would log off for a few days. And I started making that into a practice that if I have something that I believe in and it's my art and it's my truth and I find happiness in it and I want to put it out there, I'm going to put it out there. And if you don't like it, that's not my problem. I love it. It's my art. Is it your art? Then you go to someone else's page who's asking you to stay here in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And much love and peace to you, but man, I want to just do me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, I post something and then I log off for a few days and then I feel like, and then I have to be careful when I log back in. Is the number count going down, or am I getting a lot of negative comments or messages or whatever? But change is good. Change is fantastic. You're evolving if you're changing and questioning and thinking and expanding. And I love doing that. I love making myself think and question. And I love people around me who are like, who is she now? Who was she? I feel like I go through many phases of life very quickly. You know, I had glasses. I was bigger. Then I was much skinnier. Then I came to LA, shaved my eyebrows for my 30th birthday last year, which was just fun. And everyone's like, oh, what's happened to her? It's just fun. Everything for me is fun. Life is art. It's fun. I am insecure about my belly. I'm not free from it because sometimes, you know, they say camera adds 10 pounds or whatever it is. And when you're in Los Angeles, to be on top of that, you see a lot of people and you're like, holy. And then I look down and I'm like, holy. And then you realize that, like, whatever you believe is your truth, there's always room for improvement. So I remind myself. And that's the same thing with life, yo. Like, in the hard times, I'm like, there are going to be better days, or today's a better day, or today my belly's a little bigger, but I like it and I'm going to rock with it and I'm going to get doubts. It's okay to get doubts. So it's just like always working on that self-talk that I try to do. But getting fixated on it, I don't know if it's fixated or celebrating it and healing through it. Yeah. Anyone can label it as whatever they want to label it. And I find that the beautiful thing about art and music is that it's interpretation. And I like to have vague lyrics out there for interpretation. You can take it as vague, you can take it as literal, but it's really dependent on the person of what they take from it. It's quite literal. I mean, that specific lyric, it's literal. Don't tell me what to do, don't tell me what to eat, don't tell me what to do. But it's also kind of like I love myself. Like, you can keep telling me what to do, but maybe that's a projection of you. Like you, what are you bothering me for? Like, I'm fine. Like, so I don't know. Like, even the lyric, I like my big belly, it's way deeper. Like, I like my lifestyle. I like my career choice. I like what I'm deciding to be, what I am, my choices, no matter who says what. So that's what I mean by the ambiguous nature and the vague interpretation and the vague definition of what it is and what it can be. Yeah, it's a play. I love the play. These songs and lyrics and this spoken word thing, it is my art. And again, it's open to interpretation. If you think it's gimmicky, maybe it's gimmicky. I don't want to validate anything for anybody in that way, because conversation is conversation. I know these are very like vague statements that I'm making, but I truly believe it. Especially like coming to Los Angeles, I've learned a lot of things. Is like, if someone says something, it means 10 different things in the heart of the industry. Whereas maybe sometimes life that I've lived before is maybe more direct. That if one person says this, they mean this. Whereas here there's 10 billion different interpretations of things. And I love to explore that. So maybe you can see it as gimmicky. It's my truth. Maybe you feel like it's gimmicky or fake. That's okay. If you think that it is for publicity, maybe because it is getting publicity, so I'm not complaining. But it is not for publicity. It is my voice, my art, and my fun. It's very interesting because I had this like mentor. A couple of years ago. And when I started posting these like spoken word fun videos and stuff, it was during COVID that I started doing these types of videos and stuff, because I went on this tour, or about to go on this tour, and then it was declared a pandemic. I came home. And then I just thrived in the pandemic. I spent a lot of time in isolation by myself in the basement. And then I just put a mic in front of me and I'm like, wow, like this is what I want. This is who I am. And I didn't even want to go on that tour that I was supposed to as a drummer at the back in the first place. And I felt like it was divine timing for me to take a step back and be like, what do you really want to do? So I started being free. Instead of constantly trying to prove myself, how can I play? Do I play good? Am I one of the best drummers in the world? With which band, which configuration? Did all the genres of music? Did my technique? Then it became, who's Sarah? And then I'm like, okay, put a mic. And I started putting stuff on Instagram, started putting stuff online. And it started becoming my voice. And yeah. Whoa. Yeah. It's like when you look at different artists, I don't know whether it's the Beatles or whether it's like any pop artist, it's like you see their evolution, like the eras and the times that they've lived. And I feel like in this era of social media, if you scroll down all the way to the bottom of my Instagram page or YouTube page, you can see year per year the evolution and the person evolving. And I love to evolve. Evolving and changes, it can be very scary, but it's the most liberating and the most freeing thing, is just to really like live your truth. And I feel like the more you get accustomed to not being accepted in society and making choices that other people don't agree but that feel right to you, you can't really be heard by everybody, and that's okay. And it's really just like challenging yourself and your spirit and your evolvement. First of all, I find it fun. I love it. I love it. Like, I bump it in the car all the time. And it's fun for me. So why should I not push it or honestly, I don't even see it as pushing it. Like, when we filmed the music video and all that, I'm like, oh, that's a cool clip. I want to post that. It's excitement. Like, when I post, it's not for, oh, my God, I need to promote this, or, oh, my God, this needs more. No. It's like, oh, this is cool. I want to share this. Or, oh, I vibe with that very deeply. I would like to share that. It's you know what I'm saying? Like, it's from excitement. First of all, I deeply apologize for bringing any sort of energy of disrespect. That was not my intention at all. I studied Kathak growing up. These are my gungurus from when I was a kid, that we would say thank you. You know, we would pray before putting them on with full respect. So I know for this video I wore slippers and I wore the gungurus. That was just because I had wooden, like, you know when you play drums and the wooden tips break? Oh, fire truck. Let that pass by. Maybe you can't hear it. I don't know. That's okay. You know when you play drums and the wooden stick, it chips. So there's a lot of wooden chips on the ground. So when I wore the slippers, I'm like protecting my feet. And I don't believe I was wearing socks. I wasn't wearing running shoes. It was like champal, like slippers. And then I wore the gungurs on top. That was just my intention. It was not to be any sort of disrespectful in any way. And I understand, like, the importance and the value and the tradition, because I grew up dancing, doing Kathak dancing. And I even know like musicians today use it as percussion instruments. Like I've seen them put gungrus on their hi-hats and stuff like that. And I also understand that there's a lot of controversy with that out there. Yeah. Yeah, it was more of a safety issue rather than ignorance or yeah. I remember that day. I went into my lockout room, and I remember I didn't bring my laptop charger, and I'm like, oh. And at the time to get to my lockout space, and it was when I first moved to LA, it was like a 25-minute drive. So I'm like, oh my god, I have like 50% or less charge left. So my mind was just kind of like, get it done and then go back to your apartment at the time. So yeah, I didn't take into to the account that maybe I could have filmed it another day. One could see that as insensitive. That wasn't my intention, and I apologize for that. I also believe that intention is also something that really matters. You know, let's say some people don't put their feet on their snare drum. Does it mean that they respect the snare drum or the drum? Are they aware of it? Like, I don't know. My intention was for artistic expression, for not stage presence, but for like stage presence, for like a visual, for fun, to show that I can maneuver with my feet, bring it down on beat, and then go to the drums. Like that was more so the intention. Also, we have feet. Feet are divine. I love my feet. Feet are from God to me. I, y- you know, um, they were used for my artistic expression, not used to disrespect music, drums, art, God, nothing like that. So that was my intention. I didn't think anything else of it. It was just through positivity. Yeah. So my message behind Big Belly is whatever you have, be happy with it. Don't get down on yourself. If you feel like there's an obesity issue, diabetic, whatever you have, be merry and fix it. Like that's the message. It's not that just keep eating unhealthy food that's not going to be good for you. And for me, like I feel like I don't have to be too literal with that because I feel like whatever I embody, it will come out in my presence, the way I look. Like I've posted myself on the treadmill or at the gym, or I was like dancing with my thighs or like making a beat with my thighs, and I posted stuff like that. And if you've been following me for a while, you'll see like I had a bigger body, and then I lost a lot of weight, especially during COVID. I would like run 3 hours a day and had a personal trainer to really understand like how to lose the weight. And then came to Los Angeles, new country, new life, and there was like anxiety and like some stress, which one day I can't wait to talk about the move. And I gained weight, and then now I finally feel back. Okay, I'm coming back, losing my weight, eating healthy, because I would eat emotionally when I was stressed out or when I wasn't like I was confused and lost and didn't know where to turn, who to turn to. I would just eat food, so it got the worst of me. But I'm back, and I think the journey is about up and down, and maybe I will gain weight again, but there's awareness now, and I don't know. Life is such a fluctuation. You live it and do the best that you can, and it's not like I know people who won't leave their house because they think they're fat. I know people like that, and it makes me sad. Instead, if you feel like you're fat, and first of all, I'm fat. Like if I pulled out my shirt, like I just had like hummus and pita. You'll see it on my belly. Like you can call me fat right now. So what? I'm gonna hide. I'm not proud of who I am. I'm not proud of this. I'm proud of the journey, and that's what I love about my art. Is I love to show the journey as the art, and as raw as unfiltered as I can. So why do people listen to songs? Shots, 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 shots. And like, I think I was in like grade 8, and we're all going shots, shot at the school dance, shots, 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 everybody. So why is that playing on the radio? Like, is that not promoting like alcoholism? Like, I don't know, like, yo, he came up to me, and then the next came up to me, and my husband's at home, and I have a second one, or like whatever. Like, okay, what? So they're encouraging cheating? I don't. But everyone's still singing these songs, so it's like the same thing. It's like, this is my art. Like, you don't have to take it to the extreme. Exactly, and that's what I mean by ambiguity of your interpretation of what it is. Because my lifestyle, if you follow me, that's not what I promote. I can't remember the last time I had a bag of chips. I can't remember the last time I ate at a fast food place. And if anything, I eat like Subway. I'm vegan, little vegetarian in terms of milk and stuff like that. I consider myself to be quite healthy, and I still have my belly. And I feel like one of the reasons is because my scoliosis and kyphosis, because it brings my spine out. So why am I going to be ashamed of it and wait for the right time to wear a bikini, or like the right time to feel like I deserve to run around town with a belly top? I'm like, no, my time is now. Because honestly, it felt like it was never coming. Like, never coming. It's funny that people may think that my belly is not that big. I feel like it's funny, like, you know, when people take pictures, the way they sit down, like if you're sitting in the front like this, like even right now, like if I'm sitting like this, you can see it out. They're flattering angles, and I've learned that from, like, if you go on YouTube and type in like flattering angles for like beautiful pictures, it's like you're supposed to suck it in or like sit straight, and like I don't always have time to do that or like plan all that, you know. So especially when recording Big Belly, I didn't think of, okay, which angles are the most flattering. Sometimes I would really bring out the belly. So whether I have it big or not, even people who have no belly at all, but if you do this and you're sitting and someone goes and takes a picture, it's going to be like, ow. Then everyone's going to go, oh, unhealthy, 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 unhealthy. It's like, come on, people, come on. So yeah. The genre of this song, I'm labeling it as pop. That's my label for it. There's a nice beat. When I mixed it, I even brought the kick drum. When you listen to it in the car, it's really punchy. A beat, a lyric, and comedy. It's like funny. Yeah. You can expect surprise. Because that's what I'm expecting, because I really don't know what's next. I'm working on stuff, but I don't know what I'm going to wear, what it's going to be, who it's going to... God knows. I don't know. So expect the unknown. I want to share that I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful you... I'm going to say that again. I want to say thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking any sort of interest in me, my drumming, my music, my life, this channel. Thank you so much. And stay tuned for more. Oh yeah, and I just made Snapchat. If you get a chance, please follow me on there. I think you'll enjoy it. It's my day-to-day, what I'm doing out and about. Just like right now, when we press stop, you're going to see me sipping some coffee. All right. Talk to you later.
Okay. Belly, 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 belly. I like my big belly, 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 belly.